My name is Shane Freitag. I'm the national leader of electricity markets at Borden Ladner Gervais, here located in Toronto and across Canada. During APPrO, attendees typically hear from a variety of different folks, mostly developers, government agencies, in terms of what they see developing in the marketplace. And today we thought we'd do something a little different and showcase and highlight some of the perspectives and highlights and trends that we're seeing across Canada from a variety of the lawyers that are practicing in the area at BLG. With me is Alan Ross. Alan is the regional managing partner of our Calgary office. He is a regulatory lawyer and specializes in all things energy. We also have Jonathan Cocker. Jonathan is a partner of our Toronto office. He provides advice in respect of environmental compliance and the circular economy. Also, we have with us Rob Blackstein, a partner in our Toronto office, who is a transactional lawyer in the areas of energy and infrastructure. Sylvie Bouvette, who is one of our partners in Quebec, who practices in the area of real estate and power law, is also a board member of APPRO, and has specialized for a number of years in the practice of electricity. And lastly, Mark Rogers, who is one of our partners and heads of the group in Toronto. He's also a board member for Emera Nova Scotia Power. Thank you, and I guess the question is to each of you, what trends do you see occurring in your respective jurisdictions and areas and regions? And how do you think those trends will play out in the province of Ontario? Alan.
Well, thank you, Shane. Appreciate the introduction, and welcome to everyone at APPRO. It certainly is an unusual year, and very much a change year. When I look at Western Canada, both in the province of British Columbia, in Alberta, very interesting trends. In British Columbia, one of the trends that is undeniable is the pivot towards liquefied natural gas, and in particular, 2 to 3 large-scale additional LNG projects expected to be on stream by 2030. LNG Canada in particular. This is a bit of a game changer for energy producers in Western Canada, particularly with respect to market access for LNG. And when we sort of move westward, if you will, or eastward into Alberta, one of the things that is a watchword here is certainly pivot to renewable projects and pivot to renewable energy. Lots of learnings, I think, from the experience in Ontario as Alberta moves forward on a number of solar and wind projects in particular. But one of the things I think that is especially exciting in Alberta is a shift to hydrogen, large-scale hydrogen production involving carbon capture and storage, utilization, and deployment in various commercial applications is certainly going to be something driving our energy market here in a way that it hasn't in the past. And I think lots of good connectivity with the Ontario market, both learnings from Ontario, but also potential supply chain related issues as we move hydrogen across the country. And a big question from an Alberta perspective on hydrogen, how is it going to interlink with Ontario? Will Ontario electricity be of an economic nature such that it also makes hydrogen economic or uneconomic in the Ontario market? So from a Western Canada lens, to wrap up, looking at a couple of things, hydrogen and LNG Canada, but also looking to the Ontario experience, learnings on renewables, and potential interconnection on hydrogen. Thank you.
Jonathan, could you address some of these things you're seeing from an environmental and circular economy perspective in Ontario?
I'm Jonathan Cocker. I practice in the environmental field here in Toronto, and I focus also on renewable resources, including renewable energy. And I want to pick up on a few things that Alan had said around hydrogen. The Ontario government has just released, as of Thursday of last week, a strategy document, a consultation document that is really profound in terms of its aspirations. It sets out for Ontario a path to become a top 10 hydrogen hub within Canada. It proposes substantial investment in electrolysis, among other technologies. it appears for the electricity markets, it appears to be a bit of a carrot and a stick. It promises investment, it promises subsidies, but it also suggests targets, and it also suggests that infrastructure must be built to support these new endeavors. So that consultation process, I think, is pivotal in Ontario's energy market for those participants who wish to see the right kinds of strategies, the right kinds of market levers, so that the markets can ultimately achieve what it is that this government proposes, and that would be a fundamental overhaul of its energy strategy, at least in respect of hydrogen.
Thank you, Jonathan. Rob, over to you.
Thanks, Shane, and a digital greeting to everyone at APPrO. So in terms of my practice, one emerging domestic trend that we see, which is also a cross-border trend, is the increasing activity on the development of small modular nuclear reactors. These are otherwise known as SMRs for short. As many of you know, at APPrO, nuclear forms a significant portion of Ontario's electricity supply mix. And small modular reactors are described by many as the future of nuclear power in terms of new generation. They're categorized as a carbon zero or zero carbon way of facilitating distributed generation across the electricity grid. They're seen as uniquely positioned to help support remote communities, remote locations, and off-grid areas, including things like mines and other resource projects. It's a very diverse sector, and there are micro modular reactors from 15 megawatts all the way up to larger reactors for 300 megawatts. And so the increasing activity that we've seen in Ontario is developers that are starting to commercialize designs in response to various processes and various sites in the province. The one thing that may be of interest to APPrO is that nuclear requires a fairly long lead time. So we expect activity in the SMR space to continue and to grow for the foreseeable future.
Thank you, Rob. Sylvie.
Thanks for sharing your thoughts, everyone. I'm Sylvie Bouvette. What I'm seeing in Quebec is, first of all, a brand new plan, a plan for green economy that has been just issued a few weeks ago by the government of Quebec, essentially to lower greenhouse emissions. This is a comprehensive plan for a duration of 10 years, and among the novelties are various measures to lower the emissions to zero. In the case, for example, of the sale of new automobiles, basically by 2035, no new automobile can be sold if it issues emissions. So that means that for buyers of new cars, they will have to buy all electric or probably other renewable types of energies. The other thing that we are seeing in this plan is an increased interest for renewable gas and for biofuel, which we believe will start a market maybe equivalent to what happened with your FIT program in Ontario, with various ambitious targets of having 15% of biofuel and 10% in diesel. The idea also is to have the contribution of our agriculture to the conversion into biofuel. Lastly, what I would mention as part of this plan is the development of green hydrogen as opposed to gray and blue, which would allow for further indirect electrification. What I believe this means for Ontario is various opportunities in the sense that there are players already in Ontario who have interest in various technologies that will be used in Quebec. This plan also is quite novel. Maybe your premier in Ontario will decide, because after seeing it, that it's a good idea to follow it. But that's yet to be seen. So that's the situation in Quebec.
Thank you, Sylvie. Mark?
Thanks, Shane. Hi, everyone. First, thanks to my colleagues for their insight and thought-provoking remarks. Our goal in making this brief video is to share our thoughts to assist you and your company when considering the emerging issues, to help you make fully informed decisions, and as always, to help you manage risk. Thanks also to APPrO for once again inviting us to participate in this year's conference. BLG has always been a proud supporter of APPrO and its members. This conference remains an important annual milestone in bringing together industry leaders to address the critical issues of the day facing Canada's electricity sector. For more information about the topics discussed today or how BLG's National Electricity Group can assist you with projects anywhere in Canada, please visit our website at blg.com. Best wishes to you and your families. Over to you, Shane.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing all of you yet again, hopefully in person next year at APPrO, where we can actually enjoy our company in good health. And we wish you all the best for the upcoming holiday season. Take care and be safe. Thank you.